It's time to go back to Calgary. So today is my last day in Toronto. I can't believe it's been literally 3 years since I first moved back here from Calgary, and I'm moving back to Calgary. So it's a little bit bittersweet. My landlord's actually come here literally in the next half an hour, so they're gonna pick up the keys over here. But my place is completely empty. I am still doing laundry, if you can hear it in the background. My car is in Calgary right now, and the shipping container that I used is also in Calgary. So my flight is tomorrow morning, and it's early. I think it's like 10 a.m. in the morning, so I'll get there around noon, and then I'm gonna pick up the car and then get started with this new chapter. So a couple weeks prior to the actual move, I had movers come into my place to assist me moving all the items that you see in my place into a U-Haul container. So this was my very first time that I hired movers and used a container to ship all my items. I was a little bit hesitant of like how this process would work exactly, but everything went well. It was quite nice even having movers because this was like the very first time hiring movers. But things like the bed frame, you don't have to like fully disassemble it because all of it is just going to go into this large space. So this right here is the container itself. From the outside looking within, it looks a lot smaller, but the inside, as you can tell, is a lot deeper. And this was quite nice. And I was a little bit kind of worried, like, oh, will like some of my items be squished and whatnot. But what they did is they did a really a good job of like filling this container as best as possible. So you don't want the items moving all around during the trip, but you could also opt into the insurance as well. After having all my items shipped via container, the process takes about 2 weeks to finally arrive out in Calgary. But this scene right here was the day before I had to catch my flight out to Calgary. So this is my second last day in Toronto, and I got a chance to head to the top of a building and take a look of downtown Toronto and see the city from like a bird's eye view. Like right below is Eaton Centre, and I will say, as much crap I talk about Toronto, it is such a amazing city in many ways. After taking the TTC subway ride back home, I did still end up sleeping at my old place, even though I didn't really have any furniture at all. The last day was nothing crazy. It was just I had to do a final inspection with the landlord, and this was for them to check out the place, but also more importantly for me at least, is to get that $300 deposit that I made when I first signed up for this place back in 2021. But yeah, this is my place. I've been living here over the last 3 years. I will say overall this place has treated me well over the years. Had no real issues with appliances or no crazy things has ever happened out here. The only thing I would probably just say that the square footage of this place was a little bit on the smaller side, but for Toronto standards, it was, I guess, on the standard side. And then I believe this was couldn't have been the day before, but maybe a couple days ago. My sister and I went to this claw machine place, and they had this basketball activity. Figured I'd include it, but let's get back to the moving part of the vlog. And now, finally, here I am, finally leaving Toronto. This is me heading over to the Pearson Airport. Over here, my flight was early morning, which was nice because Calgary is 2 hours behind. The whole duration from Toronto to Calgary is about a 4-hour flight. But I kind of technically gained back 2 hours, quote unquote. So even though I left around 10 in the morning, I got to Calgary in the noon hour. I think I ordered Starbucks. I ordered some spicy dragon fruit drink. So if anyone has heard of that drink, it's not bad. I prefer that over coffee sometimes, just because I wanted to be transparent, I didn't want to use the washroom in the plane. And then finally, and last but not least, this is me arriving to Calgary Airport. I was catching a flight. I had my sister pick me up, and the first place I went was clearly looks like Bubble Mania. And this place, it was one of my favorite spots out in Calgary. They did some renovations in the inside. I ordered bubble tea, ordered some lunch here, and The bubble tea itself was as good as I remembered it to be. The first couple days out in Calgary was honestly to just settle down into the new area, into my new place, and into the new city. I more or less want to do two things. One was to pick up my car was the number one thing, because Calgary being a very car dependent city, you can't really get much done using just transit, in my opinion. And then secondly, I wanted to get my place furnished. So all my items from my container, it arrived there on the second day out in Calgary. And then I had movers to take all my items from the containers back into my place. So these are all the everything you see in this video right now is from my Toronto place, including the desk. Side story is that desk actually got damaged a little bit, but fortunately enough, I got it covered since I opted into the insurance program. And honestly, the first week or so out in Calgary has been pretty busy. Just you have to do all these things of like transferring, doing all these administrative tasks like converting your driver's license, registering your car from Ontario to Alberta, stuff like that. I could probably talk about in a future video, but I did get a chance to head over to Crescent Heights. So that's the view that you see right here, and you get to see this really nice skyline where a lot of people go jogging as well. So fortunately, one of my big concerns or fear coming from Toronto would be the food scene out in Calgary, but they leveled up since the last time I moved here. Like, they have a lot more selection from different cuisine, different ethnic foods, stuff like that, and Korean fried chicken was up there. And of course, one of my big things I've recently got into at the start of this year was fitness classes. So I need to check out the studios out here. I went to Barry's out in Calgary, and this place was such a hard workout. It was great overall. I don't think I've done Barry's out in Toronto. I did Sweat and Tonic out in Toronto, but I wanted to see something that was similar to the gym that I used to go to out in Toronto. And this place is pretty similar. I actually had a chance to grab a smoothie as well. I think this is like peanut butter jam. I'm not sure if there's jam in there. It'd be a little bit weird, but overall it is very good. I think it was $10 for the smoothie. And then on my way home, I saw the not CN Tower, Calgary Tower. The rest of this video is random videos that I just shot with my iPhone. So here I am out in Chinook Mall. Yeah, they have bubble tea. Maybe I'll do a ultimate bubble tea challenge 2.0 if some of you guys remember that video. Here's me going through the Peace Bridge. That's a famous bridge out in Calgary. Went for a run out here, and then I went to one of my favorite ice cream spots or gelato spots out in Calgary. This place is called Amato Gelato, if I'm saying it correctly, and they have such a wide variety of different flavors. Very popular, as you can see from the lineup here. During the super hot days, there's like a massive lineup outside. The first week out in Calgary, it was really hot. There was like pretty sure it was a heat wave for the first few days. The week that I am currently here, it's a little bit cooler, around that 15 to 20 degrees Celsius temperature. But yeah, this ice cream right here, I forgot what flavor I got. Must have been like raspberry sorbet or something, but it was really good overall, and I highly recommend this spot if you're ever in Calgary. One of the things that I'm trying to do out in Calgary is find the best fitness studios. So I went to Method right over here. The gym was pretty nice overall. And then I grabbed a pizza over at, I think this place was called 88 Brew. I don't know. This place was, the pizza was okay. A little bit on the more expensive side. And then the final gym that I got to try out for the end of that week was Rumble Boxing. They have a facility out in Calgary. I believe it actually originated out in Calgary, and then they expanded across Canada, like in, I believe, Vancouver. I know Toronto has a spot. But here's a shot of me struggling how to wrap my own hand. I literally YouTube shortsed it and watched that video over and over again to figure it out. But yeah, the class was really good overall. I love the energy. I like the vibe. The energy of the instructor was really good too. So really good workout that I probably will go back to. But yeah, this takes us to the end of my vlog. I'm excited to make more content about Calgary, talk about my moving experience. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.